Welcome to episode 12 of the Sure Group Show. In episode 11, you saw an up-close and personal look at a live settlement. And today we want to go into a little bit more detail on the Alta settlement statement. So what I'm going to do is go over line by line every piece of an Alta settlement statement from a house we actually closed back in May 2016. So a couple key points on the Alta. It tracks where every penny throughout the transaction goes, from the commission to the sales price to the taxes, insurance, lender fees, the whole nine. They're broken down into two categories, one for the buyer, one for the seller. You have debits and credits. So just think of these as expenses. When you're buying a house, you have some expenses. Debits are expenses to you, like the price of the house, and credits are expenses from you that you've already paid. So I'm not an accountant. Shout out to Ellen and Tucker and my guys, Dan Thrailkill and Travis Klein. If you have any accounting questions about LLCs, buying a house, tax-related stuff, get with Dan Thrailkill and Travis Klein, Ellen and Tucker Chartered. They've dramatically helped us in our business. Shout out to you guys rock. So there's 7 sections of this document. You have the financial, prorations, loan charges, impounds, AKA escrows, commission, our favorite, and government recordation and transfer, and finally miscellaneous. So let's start on the buyer side. In this example, we're gonna have a sales price of $485,000. So you'll see that debit to the buyer, $485,000. Credit for the deposit they put up, $4,500. Loan amount, $436,450, and then in this case, we were representing the buyer and we negotiated a seller credit of $10,000. That's the financial section for the buyer. Next, prorations and adjustments. This house settled May 6th, 2016. So the buyer is getting a credit, is getting a debit for taxes already paid by the seller from the date of settlement through June 30th. Taxes are paid semi-annually, so the seller in this case had already paid taxes through June 30th, 2016, so the buyer, taking ownership of the property May 6th, is now paying back the seller the amount of debit $1,775.49. Next line, water adjustment. Well, the seller or the buyer is going to be paying the water bill from this day forward, so the buyer is actually getting a credit for $16.47. Next, on the borrower side, loan charges to SunTrust. Now you're going to see here that there's a couple charges that SunTrust Mortgage put on the Alta settlement statement, but they go ahead and credit them back later. So don't be alarmed at this origination fee to SunTrust Mortgage, $4,364.50, and then a processing fee to SunTrust Mortgage is $625. Moving on to the next section, we have a flood certification fee to the buyer of $6, tax service fee, $82, an Equifax fee, that's to check credit, for $10.50, and then prepaid interest to SunTrust Mortgage for $1,046.24. All those are expenses to the buyer, debits on the buyer side. Next, we go to section 4, impounds or escrows. So we have a bit of an adjustment here credited to the buyer, $446.28. Next, the lender is requiring 3 months of homeowner's insurance be paid up front at $63.75 a month, coming to $191.25. The lender is requiring 8 months worth of property taxes to be put in escrow at $471.21 a month, for a total of $3,769.68. Next is the title charges, which I skipped on the board. Title charges, you have $271 to the title search, $1,223.68 for the lender's title policy, a $150 closing fee, a $275 title examination fee, and finally an owner's title insurance policy for $1,281.92. Jumping down, government recording and transfer charges. We have $3,637.50 to the city of Baltimore, $1,212.50 to the state of Maryland, $60 to record the deed, $60 to record the mortgage, and another county recordation of $2,315. Lastly, miscellaneous, $765 to the home insurance policy, $55 for a lien certificate, which makes sure that the house is free of all the liens. We have a flat fee commission to RE/MAX sales for $375, $65 for a pest inspection. And finally, we have a couple credits from the lender reimbursing the buyer for those origination fees, one for $50 and one for the full amount of the origination fee of $4,364.50. That was a lot of numbers on the buyer side. Let's wrap them up. Totals, debits came to $508,456.30. The credits came out to $455,827.24, which means the buyer in this transaction came to settlement with $52,629.06. That is his down payment plus closing costs, also known as your cash to close, so the ledger was all square. That is a lot of information on the Alta settlement statement. I hope you were able to follow along. We'll attach a PDF if you're watching this on our blog, or click through to our website and we'll attach a copy of this so you can follow along. And that's what happens at settlement. That's all the numbers. It's the same almost every time in terms of the types of things, which is your purchase price, what you're buying the house for, and any closing cost credit was in section 1. You have prorations and adjustments, which are let's square up on where we are on taxes and water. Then we have loan charges, and there's always going to be, credit report fees. Typically an appraisal is paid outside of closing, but there's loan charges, costs associated with getting a mortgage. Then you're also going to have some title fees, which I didn't put. So you're going to have some title fees to make sure the house is free and clear of any liens or defects, make sure the lender has a title insurance policy and the buyer has a owner's title insurance policy. Then we have impounds, which are also known as escrows, where the bank and the lender are going to want you to put money up front into an account so they can make sure they can pay your property taxes and homeowner's insurance for you. It's actually a very nice service that they do. Part of your monthly payment is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So every month you're paying your mortgage, a portion of it goes to your taxes and insurance, and they start off your account by collecting some up front. So every time that bill is due, every 6 months your property taxes is due, your mortgage company pays it on your behalf. Same thing with homeowners insurance. So that's what the escrows are for. Finally, the commission, which is paid by the seller. God bless the commission. We wouldn't be involved in it if it wasn't for the commission. And then you have government recordation and transfer taxes, which in Baltimore City is 3%. In many of the surrounding counties, it's closer to 2%. And again, that's split equally between the buyer and the seller unless otherwise negotiated upon. First-time home buyers get a little bit of a break, a 0.25% break. 0.25% break is what a first-time home buyer gets off of their state recordation fee. And then finally, you have some miscellaneous things. In this example, the seller had to pay $1,000 to Bear Creek for a shower door. And the buyer had, we put their termite inspection and some of their homeowners insurance bills on there. So if you have any questions about a settlement statement or what takes place at settlement, we tried to provide you with enough content and value where you can kind of see it happen in episode 11 and then go through it line by line here in episode 12. If you have any questions, give us a comment below, and until next time, keep rocking. When you think of real estate, make it a sure thing. Oh, by the way, on the Alta settlement statement, this is something your mortgage lender and real estate agent, not or, your mortgage lender and your real estate agent should go over this with you, whether you're a buyer or a seller, before you go to settlement. Because before you sign this, you need to know every single one of these numbers, and the most important numbers are right on that last page. As a buyer, how much do I need to bring to settlement? You need to know that before you show up, or you're going to look stupid. And for the seller, if I go through with this sale, how much do I get? So again, very important to go over this document. Hope you learned something. We'll see you next time.